The massive research vessel Quantum Horizon drifted silently through the obsidian darkness of the Andromeda sector. Inside the command deck, J1 Park adjusted her deep space communication array, her fingers dancing across holographic screens with practiced precision. The ship's ambient lighting cast soft blue shadows across her concentrated face, reflecting years of interstellar exploration training. Suddenly, an unexpected frequency crackled through the communication systems. Most researchers would have dismissed it as cosmic interference, but J1's intuition told her something different was happening. She narrowed her eyes, recalibrating the signal's wavelength. The alien transmission wasn't like anything in Earth's extensive communication databases. It carried complex harmonic frequencies that seemed to pulse with an intelligent rhythm. Each wave contained intricate mathematical patterns that suggested something beyond random signal noise. "Control, I'm detecting an unusual transmission." She spoke quietly into her headset, her voice calm despite the potential breakthrough. The ship's artificial intelligence area responded instantaneously. "Analyzing transmission. Preliminary scans indicate non-standard communication protocol." J1's heart raced. She had trained her entire career for moments like these. First potential contact with extraterrestrial intelligence. Her team back. On Earth would never believe the data stream she was receiving. The transmission's origin seemed to emerge from a region of space previously marked as an empty quadrant. Quantum Horizon's advanced sensor arrays began mapping the signal's source, revealing a complex gravitational anomaly that defied conventional astrophysical understanding. Something was definitely out there. As the signal grew stronger, holographic, displays started generating three-dimensional representations of what appeared to be technological schematics. Intricate geometric designs flickered between data streams. They weren't random patterns but seemed like sophisticated engineering blueprints. "Aria, enhance signal resolution," J1 commanded. The AI's neural networks processed the information, creating increasingly detailed visualizations. What emerged looked like designs for an incredibly advanced propulsion system. Technology centuries beyond human capabilities. A soft chime indicated an incoming communication. But this wasn't a standard radio transmission. Instead, a humanoid. Holographic figure materialized on the bridge, tall with luminescent skin that seemed to shimmer between solid and translucent states. "Greetings, Earth researcher," the figure spoke, its voice melodic yet precisely articulated. "I am Hyun from the Crystalline Confederation." J1 remained professionally composed, her training kicking in immediately. Years of xenolinguistic preparation had prepared her for potential first contact scenarios. She noticed subtle details. The figure's movements were fluid, almost dance-like, suggesting an entirely different biomechanical structure. The alien's holographic representation carried technological markers suggesting an advanced civilization. Its clothing appeared more like integrated circuitry than fabric, with complex energy patterns constantly shifting across its form. "I am research specialist J1 Park from Earth's Interstellar Exploration Division," she responded, maintaining eye contact with the holographic entity. Hyun's form shifted, revealing intricate data streams flowing around its silhouette. "We have observed your species' technological progression. Your current exploration stage is promising." The statement felt both complimentary and slightly condescending, a nuanced communication style that suggested complex diplomatic protocols. Quantum Horizon's systems began recording every microsecond of the interaction. This wasn't just a communication. It was potentially the most significant moment in human exploratory history. J1 understood the weight of this moment. Her actions, her responses, could determine humanity's first impression on an advanced extraterrestrial civilization. One wrong move could jeopardize years of potential diplomatic engagement. As Hyun continued transmitting information, J1 realized this encounter was more than a random signal. Something fundamental was about to change, not just for her, but potentially for entire human civilization. The stars outside seemed to watch, silent witnesses to a moment that would redefine humanity's understanding of its place in the universe. End. of Part 1. The research chamber hummed with anticipation as J1 prepared for her first direct biological sample exchange with the Crystalline Confederation. Specialized containment protocols surrounded her workspace. Layers of advanced protective membranes and radiation-resistant shields created a sterile environment that could handle potentially dangerous extraterrestrial materials. Hyun's holographic representation guided her through the intricate transfer process. Microscopic sample containers, no larger than a human fingernail, contained what appeared to be living crystalline organisms. Each container pulsed with a soft blue-green bioluminescence that seemed almost hypnotic. "Careful," Hyun's voice echoed through the chamber's communication systems. "These are not merely biological samples. They represent complex living systems that respond to environmental interactions." As J1 carefully manipulated the sample using advanced robotic arms, she noticed something unusual. The crystalline organisms weren't static. They were dynamically restructuring themselves, adapting to the microscopic changes in temperature and atmospheric pressure. Suddenly, a hairline fracture appeared in one of the sample containers. Most researchers would have immediately initiated emergency containment protocols. But J1's curiosity overcame standard safety procedures. The moment the microscopic crack formed, something extraordinary happened. Microscopic crystalline particles began to drift, not randomly but with an almost intelligent trajectory. They moved with purpose, finding their way through the smallest opening in her protective gear. Arya's voice cut through the silence. "Warning, unauthorized biological interaction detected." Before anyone could react, the crystalline particles made contact with J1's skin. Instead of causing damage, they seemed to analyze her. Millions of microscopic sensors began mapping her cellular structure with incredible precision. "Fascinating," Hyun's hologram observed. "Your biological system is responding in an unexpected manner." J1 felt no pain. Instead, a strange warmth spread through her body. Her skin tingled with an unusual sensation. Not uncomfortable, but definitely not normal. Her cellular structure was experiencing something beyond conventional medical understanding. The research team monitoring remotely began seeing unprecedented data streams. J1's cellular composition was changing, not deteriorating, not dying, but transforming. Each of her cells seemed to be engaging in a complex dialogue with the alien crystalline particles. They weren't attacking her immune system, they were communicating with it. "Your human physiology," Hyun commented, "demonstrates remarkable adaptive capabilities. Most biological systems would have collapsed under this interaction." Quantum Horizon's medical bay immediately activated comprehensive scanning protocols. Advanced holographic displays began mapping J1's changing biological structure in real time. What should have been a catastrophic contamination was turning into something entirely different. Her DNA was rewriting itself. Microscopic energy patterns danced across her cellular membranes. Her immune system wasn't just resisting the alien particles, it was learning from them, integrating their complex structural information into her own genetic code. The research team watched in stunned silence. This wasn't a medical emergency. This was an evolutionary event. J1 felt surprisingly calm. Her body was undergoing a transformation that defied every known biological principle, yet she experienced no fear. Instead, a sense of profound connection overwhelmed her. "Incredible," she whispered, watching her own hand subtly shimmer with an almost translucent quality. Hyun's holographic representation seemed both impressed and scientifically curious. "Your species continues to surprise us, J1 Park. Adaptation is not just a survival mechanism for humans, it appears to be an art form." As hours passed, J1's body continued its remarkable transformation. Her cellular structure now carried traces of the crystalline organisms, not as an infection, but as a sophisticated biological integration. The universe had just witnessed something unprecedented. Humanity had just demonstrated a capacity for biological communication that no one had ever imagined possible. End of Part 2. The medical research station orbiting Jupiter buzzed with an electric tension. Doctors, scientists, and xenobiologists from 12 different star systems crowded around the observation chamber, their eyes fixed on J1 Park, the human who had become something more than human. Holographic displays flickered with complex biological data, revealing a transformation that defied every known medical principle. J1's body had become a living laboratory, her cellular structure a testament to human adaptability. Dr. Kim Woo-jin, Earth's leading xenobiological researcher, ran his hands through his hair in disbelief. "This is impossible," he muttered, examining the data streams. "Her cellular regeneration rate has increased by 3,000%. Her immune system is synthesizing new cellular structures that shouldn't exist." The research team had discovered something extraordinary. The crystalline particles that initially seemed like a potential threat were now functioning like advanced biological technology. J1's body wasn't just surviving the alien interaction, it was creating an entirely new form of biological communication. Her blood samples showed remarkable changes. Microscopic crystalline networks now integrated seamlessly with her human cellular structure. Each blood cell looked like a complex technological marvel, part organic, part something entirely new. "We're witnessing a living evolutionary breakthrough," Dr. Elena Rodriguez from the International Space Research Council announced. Her voice carried a mixture of scientific excitement and profound reverence. Suddenly, J1's body demonstrated an unexpected capability. A small cut on her arm, intentionally created by the research team, began healing instantaneously. But this wasn't normal healing. The wound sealed itself with a shimmering crystalline network, creating a protective layer that was both biological and technological. Hyun's holographic representation appeared in the research chamber, observing the proceedings with clinical interest. "Your species continues to surprise us," the alien researcher commented. "Humans possess an adaptive capacity that our civilization has never encountered." The implications were staggering. If humans could integrate alien biological systems, effectively, it could revolutionize interstellar medical technology, space exploration, and potentially even solve long-standing challenges of human survival in extreme environments. Military representatives from various Earth governments watched the proceedings with intense interest. A human body that could adapt and heal at this rate would be an unprecedented technological advantage. Dr. Woo-jin noticed something even more fascinating. J1's neural pathways were expanding. Her brain was developing new connection methods, creating synaptic bridges that allowed for enhanced cognitive processing. "Her brain is literally rewiring itself," he explained to the assembled researchers. "She's developing cognitive capabilities that blend human consciousness with the adaptive technologies of the crystalline organisms." J1 remained calm throughout the extensive testing. She could feel the changes happening within her body, not as something invasive but as a natural progression. Her perception of the world around her had expanded. Colors seemed more vibrant, sounds more nuanced. The research station's quantum computers worked overtime, processing the massive amounts of data generated by her transformation. Each millisecond revealed new insights into potential human evolutionary paths. Hyun's hologram moved closer to J1. "You are becoming a bridge," the alien researcher stated, "a living connection between biological systems that were previously considered incompatible." Outside the research chamber, the massive Jupiter loomed, a constant reminder of the vast, unknown universe surrounding them. Humanity had just taken its first step into a new realm of biological understanding. The scientific community would debate this discovery for generations. Was this a medical miracle? A potential weapon? Or the first glimpse of humanity's true potential for adaptation and survival? J1 looked at her hands, watching subtle crystalline patterns dance beneath her skin. She wasn't afraid. She was curious. She was the beginning of something entirely new. The universe had just changed forever. End of Part 3. The Galactic Council chamber erupted with tension as representatives from 15 different star systems assembled. Holographic projections displayed J1 Park's extraordinary biological transformation, turning the meeting into a high-stakes diplomatic powder keg. Representatives from the Crystalline Confederation sat on one side, their translucent bodies shifting with complex energy patterns. The Zarian Dominion delegates looked visibly agitated, their multiple appendages creating nervous vibrations across their delegation's platform. "This human represents an unprecedented biological threat," thundered Ambassador Krell from the Zarian delegation, his voice resonating with electronic undertones. "A single organism capable of adaptive integration could destabilize entire galactic biological defense protocols." Hyun, standing beside J1, raised a crystalline hand. "Correction. She represents an evolutionary breakthrough, not a threat." The chamber's environmental controls seemed to pulse with collective tension. Holographic displays showed J1's cellular structure, part human, part something entirely new. Her body had become a living testament to biological adaptation that defied conventional understanding. Earth's diplomatic team, led by the seasoned Ambassador Park Sung-ho, remained composed. Years of interstellar negotiation had prepared them for moments of extreme complexity. "What our researcher represents," Ambassador Park stated calmly, "is humanity's capacity for peaceful biological integration. We are not seeking conflict, but understanding." The Quantum Horizon's complete research data played in the background. Each projection revealed how J1's body had transformed the alien crystalline particles into something entirely unique. It wasn't invasion or contamination. It was communication. Robotic translation systems worked overtime, converting complex diplomatic language across multiple species communication protocols. The stakes were impossibly high. The Orion Collective's representative, a being composed of interconnected energy networks, spoke next. "If her transformation can be replicated, it could solve multiple interstellar survival challenges. Planetary adaptation, extreme environment colonization." Military strategists from various civilizations watched with intense scrutiny. A human capable of adapting to multiple biological environments represented both an incredible opportunity and a potential strategic weapon. J1 stood silently, her body now subtly shimmering with crystalline energy patterns. She understood she was more than just a researcher now. She had become a living diplomatic bridge between species. Hyun stepped forward, projecting scientific data that demonstrated the peaceful nature of J1's transformation. "This is not a weapon," the alien researcher explained. "This is evolution in its purest form." The Galactic Council's central AI system began running complex probability models. Millions of potential scenarios played out in microseconds, analyzing every potential outcome of this unprecedented biological interaction. Ambassador Park recognized the delicate moment. One wrong statement could trigger interstellar tensions or potential conflict. Humanity's first major biological breakthrough couldn't become a diplomatic disaster. "We propose full transparency," he announced. "Complete shared research. No hidden agendas." The chamber fell silent. Robotic translation systems captured the nuanced diplomatic exchange. Each representative evaluated the potential implications. A human who could adapt. A potential solution to multiple interstellar survival challenges. J1 felt the weight. So of the moment, her body, her very existence, had become a living diplomatic negotiation. She represented humanity's potential for peaceful adaptation, for understanding beyond traditional biological limitations. The Crystalline Confederation's lead researcher approached her, touching her arm with a subtle energy probe. The interaction created a momentary burst of shared understanding, a communication beyond words, beyond traditional biological boundaries. "Fascinating," the researcher commented. "Humanity continues to surprise us." As diplomatic discussions continued, one thing became clear. J1 was no longer just a researcher. She was a living bridge between civilizations, a testament to humanity's incredible adaptive potential. The universe watched and waited. End of Part 4. 10 years had passed since J1's extraordinary transformation, and humanity stood at the precipice of a new evolutionary era. The research station orbiting Europa had become the most significant scientific complex in human history, a beacon of interstellar biological innovation. J1 moved through the advanced research corridors, her body now a perfect fusion of human, biology and crystalline technology. Each step created subtle energy ripples, a testament to her unique evolutionary state. Young researchers watched her with a mixture of reverence and scientific curiosity. The breakthrough she represented had changed everything. Planetary colonization programs that once seemed impossible were now becoming reality. Humans could now adapt to environments that would have killed them mere decades ago. Extreme temperature variations, radiation exposure, low oxygen atmospheres, all became manageable through the biological technologies developed from her transformation. Hyun, now a permanent scientific advisor to Earth's interstellar research programs, stood beside her. The alien researcher had become more than a colleague, a true partner in humanity's evolutionary journey. "Your species continues to surprise the galactic community," Hyun commented, holographic data streams dancing around their combined research. Presentation. Quantum terraforming technologies emerged from their collaborative research. Entire planetary ecosystems could now be adapted and transformed. Barren worlds that once seemed uninhabitable now represented potential new homes for human civilization. The military's initial fears had transformed into scientific collaboration. What was once seen as a potential biological weapon was now humanity's greatest diplomatic and scientific achievement. Research stations on Mars, Europa, and Titan demonstrated the practical applications of their discoveries. Human colonists could now survive in environments that would have been lethal just a decade earlier. Their bodies adapted, creating protective biological networks that integrated with local planetary conditions. During a critical presentation to the United Earth Council, J1 demonstrated the full extent of her capabilities. A small cut appeared on her arm, instantly healing with a shimmering crystalline network. Complex holographic displays showed how her cellular structure could communicate with and adapt to virtually any environmental condition. "We are no longer limited by our biological origins," she explained to the assembled scientific and political leaders. "We are becoming something entirely new." The economic implications were staggering. Space exploration companies saw their stock values multiply overnight. Interstellar colonization became a realistic, achievable goal rather than a distant dream. Hyun's civilization shared advanced technological insights, creating an unprecedented era of peaceful scientific collaboration. The crystalline, biological technologies merged with human innovation, producing solutions to challenges that had plagued multiple species for generations. Young researchers trained in the new evolutionary adaptation programs looked at J1 as a living legend. She represented humanity's potential, not as conquerors, but as adaptive, intelligent explorers. Medical breakthroughs followed rapidly. Diseases that were once considered incurable became manageable. The human body's capacity for adaptation opened entirely new treatment methodologies. During a critical moment in a research demonstration, J1's body demonstrated an unexpected capability. She created a localized energy field that could protect against extreme radiation, a breakthrough that would revolutionize space exploration safety. The Galactic Council, once suspicious, now viewed humanity with newfound respect. The species, that was once considered primitive, had demonstrated an extraordinary capacity for evolutionary innovation. "We are writing a new chapter of galactic history," Ambassador Park Sung-ho declared during a critical diplomatic session. "Not through conflict, but through understanding." J1 looked out at the vast expanses of space from the research station's observation deck. Her journey from a simple researcher to a living evolutionary breakthrough seemed almost surreal. The universe had changed, humanity had changed, and it was just the beginning. As distant planetary systems glimmered like distant promises, J1 understood that their discovery was more than a scientific breakthrough. It was a testament to the incredible potential of life itself, adaptable, resilient, and forever evolving. End of Part 5.